Could Rexy be the most feared dinosaur in Jurassic Park history? Rexy is the main T-Rex in the Jurassic Park series. She was seen in Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic World Dominion. She is one of the biggest theropods in the Jurassic franchise, coming in at 17 feet tall, 40 feet long, and 7 to 8 tons. She never backs down from a fight. Well, usually. And she is a fierce predator. But can she beat one of the most feared dinosaurs in Jurassic series? The Spinosaurus, an accidental hybrid made by engine, terrorizing Alan, Billy, and the Kirby family on Isla Sorna. The Spino comes in at 18 feet tall at the head, 23 feet tall at the sail, 55 feet long, and weighs 10 tons. Surprisingly, the Spino got larger in Camp Cretaceous, alluding to the fact that it was just an adolescent in Jurassic Park 3, and most likely an adult in Camp Cretaceous, especially since it is confirmed that it was only 2 years old in Jurassic Park 3. Now, how does Rexy fare against the Spino? Well, I need to get some things out of the way first. Rexy is significantly older than the Spino, and is considered a senior citizen by T-Rex years. She is slowing down and nearing death. This was confirmed by Colin Trevorrow in a tweet that she lost against the Giganotosaurus simply due to her age, and that she is coming to the end of her life. So as sad as that is, it is confirmed. The Spino, on the other hand, still has some years considering it's only 25 years old, and the Spino's lifespan is 25 to 30 years of age, while Rexy is 36, and the average lifespan for a T-Rex is 30 years old. So with all that said, I'll be using Prime Rexy and Prime Spinosaurus. This will give them both better odds than they would at their current age. We will be comparing size, strength, speed, combat speed, durability, endurance, IQ, battle IQ, dexterity, feats, experience, and bite PSI. To see if Rexy could beat the psychotic Spino. Let's get started. Size. As stated in the beginning of this video, Rexy comes in at 17 feet tall, 40 feet long, and 7 to 8 tons, while the Spino comes in at a whopping 18 feet tall at the head, 23 feet tall at the sail, 55 feet long, and weighs 10 tons. So in every way, the Spino is bigger than the Queen of Isla Nublar. That's 1 point for the Spino. Strength. While injured, old, and malnourished, Rexy was capable of ragdolling an 8-ton Indominus Rex with little to no effort. And yes, I'm aware that Rexy got assistance from Owen and the Raptor squad and the Mosasaurus, but that doesn't change the fact that she thrashed a whole theropod hybrid like a pack of Skittles. She was also strong enough to tear through steel with her back toes. She stalled a helicopter temporarily, which is a crazy amount of pulling strength, at least 3,000 pounds worth of pulling strength. I'm also aware Rexy's prime was in 2008, and Rexy did this at an old age, but we can assume that whatever she did after 2008 is something that she can do during her prime, considering she only got older from there. Now, let's move on to the Spinosaurus strength feat. The Spino was strong enough to rip into a steel plane like a bag of Cheetos, play soccer with the cabin of the plane, manhandled Big Edie who weighs 7 tons, knocking down a large tree with its tail, snaps a young T-Rex's neck, and breaks through a fence that's specifically made to hold dinos. So as we see, they're about relative in strength, and one doesn't necessarily outshine the other in this category, at least on screen. But I'm going with the Spino, and I'm only going with the Spino for one reason. It was confirmed by the filmmakers in JP3 that the Spino was in fact stronger and larger than the T-Rex, at least in this universe. And no, they weren't talking about just the adolescent, they meant in general. That's another point for the Spinosaurus. Now, although I personally think that Rexy and the Spino are equal in strength, we have to go by what the creators say and not my own personal beliefs. Speed. Rexy is pretty fast for her size. She chased Muldoon's Jeep when he was driving 32 miles per hour, and that's about it. I mean, she outran Volcanic Smoke in Fallen Kingdom, but that's not too impressive since every other dino did that, at least most of them. The Spinosaurus doesn't have many great speed feats. Alan and the gang casually outran the Spino on multiple occasions, while Rexy was capable of keeping up with a vehicle. Speed easily goes to Rexy. 1 point for Rexy. Combat speed. Rexy has pretty great combat speed, In Jurassic Park 1, she was capable of grabbing a Gallimimus before it could run away. She was also capable of blitzing the Indominus and getting the upper hand before the Indominus could react, which is crazy because Rexy doesn't even have useful arms. The Spino's combat speed isn't the best, but it's not terrible. He was capable of grabbing the neck of the T-Rex and snapping it, but that was after he got thrashed around and blitzed by the younger T-Rex. Also, the Spino got blitzed by Big Edie and Little Edie. Although neither one of them killed the Spino, it was obvious they had the upper hand in combat speed. Rexy takes combat speed. 1 point goes for Rexy. Durability. As a T-Rex, Rexy's durability is reasonably high. She took multiple bites and scratches from velociraptors, managed to take an ass whooping from the Indominus Rex without dying immediately, which a lot of dinosaurs couldn't say the same, so those feats are pretty impressive. Now onto the Spinosaurus. Assumingly took damage from bullets that blow up planes, takes multiple bites and headbutts from a juvenile T-Rex, gets hit on the sail by a plane, and I just want to step aside and say regardless of if it was skimmed or not, the sail is supposed to be the Spinosaurus' weakest spot. So to even get slightly hit by a plane in the sail should either A, paralyze it or kill it. Moving on. Was engulfed, inflamed, and had no injuries from it. Survived multiple attacks from Big Edie and Little Edie. And just another FYI, the Spino landed on its sail, which should kill it, but it was just fine. Obviously, this point goes to the Spinosaurus. It was surviving things that should at least paralyze it. 1 point for the Spinosaurus. Endurance. Rexy has a fighter spirit, at least for the most part, and she's capable of taking damage while still trucking on, fighting raptors until succession, but other than that, she needs breaks in between all of her brawls. She needed a break with the Indominus Rex, and once with the Giga, where she actually died. Meanwhile, the Spinosaurus gets shot by high caliber weapons and kills a T-Rex and still goes on to try to kill the human. Not to mention the fight with Big Edie showing how much damage the Spino can take while still marching forward. Spino takes endurance. 1 point for the Spinosaurus. IQ. Rexy is capable of differentiating enemies from friends by allowing Blue and the humans to help her when defeating the Indominus Rex, and somehow knows when to save the main characters from everything every time. I wish I was kidding. The Spino is more of a brute and doesn't have any IQ feats that I could bring up to even compare to Rexy. Rexy slightly takes IQ. 1 point for Rexy. Battle IQ. At this point, Rexy has been out of containment for a very long time and has fought many battles. She killed an entire team of raptors, but it wasn't necessarily IQ that got her that win. It was her size, strength, and durability. We really get to see her battle IQ in Jurassic World the most, where she's paired up with someone her size to even out the playing field, and she actually didn't do that bad. The only reason why she lost in the beginning was due to the difference in the Indominus Rex's arms being longer. The Spinosaurus has decent battle IQ, but I wouldn't say it's as remarkable as Rexy. You see, the Spino can take a lot of damage, being as durable as it is, which usually gets it the win. For example, in Jurassic Park 3, the juvenile T-Rex landed more strikes, and even though it got the Spinosaurus' neck, which should be lethal, it didn't kill. Since the Spino's durability was so overpowered, the Spino then tanked enough damage to turn the tides and snap the T-Rex's neck. So, battle IQ most definitely goes to Rexy. 1 point for Rexy. Dexterity. This one really isn't fair to Rexy, but it has to be included because it's an important factor in this particular fight. Rexy's arms are useless against other theropods, especially ones with huge arms like the Spinosaurus and the Indominus Rex. Spino easily takes Dexterity. 1 point for the Spinosaurus. Experience. You guys would think this easily goes to Rexy because she's been around longer, but we have to remember, Rexy was in captivity for 15 years total. 1988 through 1993, she was in captivity. Then she was recaptured in 2005 and was set free again in 2015, meaning she was only in the wild for 21 years of her life. Meanwhile, the Spinosaurus was dropped into the wild with several other large carnivores at a very young age, assumingly before he turned 2. So experience will go to the Spinosaurus. 1 point to the Spinosaurus. Feats. Whose feats are more impressive collectively? Overall, the Spinosaurus has better feats. It's seen accomplishing more and surviving more. Plus 1 point for the Spinosaurus. Bite force. Should we really go over this? The T-Rex is known to have an incredible bite force. Even though it's not particularly shown in the Jurassic series that it does, we know for sure that it does. But there is a very weird example to go by. First of all, the Spinosaurus has survived every single neck bite that it's gotten from any of the T-Rexes in the Jurassic series. But Rexy isn't just any T-Rex from the Jurassic series. She is the T-Rex of the Jurassic series, and her bite force is most likely stronger than any other T-Rex due to her size. And although the Spinosaurus Spinosaurus has done great things with its bite force, like incapacitating Big Edie with his jaws alone, I'm going to have to give the point to Rexy for bite force. Rexy takes this point. As of right now, the Spinosaurus is sitting at 7 points and Rexy is sitting at 5 points. So this battle is almost over. But before we declare the winner, let's do a bonus round to clear any missing gaps. Weaponry, Spinosaurus. Stamina, Draw. Multi-terrain, Spinosaurus. Agility, Rexy. AP, Spinosaurus. Reaction speed, Rexy. Now that that's out of the way, let's look at the final score. Rexy is at 8 points and the Spinosaurus is at 11 points. Now, just because the Spino has more points doesn't automatically mean he wins. We have to explain why. For example, the Spinosaurus could have strength, speed, and intelligence, but not have enough durability to be able to use them and ultimately lose that fight. By the way, that was just an example. Either way, the Spinosaurus wins this battle, and it's only because of one factor: durability. If it wasn't for the durability, I would say this fight would be a lot closer, but it's not. Rexy could have everything, but without being able to significantly damage the Spinosaurus, it really doesn't matter. Unfortunately, Rexy would not be able to beat the scariest dinosaur in Jurassic history. If you guys disagree with me, please comment down below and tell me why. I could learn something. At the end of the day, I love Rexy and I love the Spinosaurus. This video was made for fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a fantastic day.